It's a rare East versus West matchup in the SEC when Tennessee travels to Texas A&M, numbers 8 and 9 in the country. Mark Rogers TV to break it down and pick the final. So the last time the Vols and the Aggies got together was pre-SEC for Texas A&M. The 2005 Cotton Bowl, Justin Harrell and Rick Clausen, your MVPs, as Tennessee destroyed Texas A&M 38-7. Let's get to 2016 and a mighty important game here. And let's compare Tennessee 2015 to 2016. What's the difference? Late game coaching and execution for the Vols. Of course, the storyline in a 9-4 season was blowing games late to Arkansas, to Florida. That was infamous. Also to Alabama and to Oklahoma in overtime after a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. In 2016, the Vols are doing the exact opposite. They're falling behind early. Florida 21-0. They trailed Georgia a couple spots by 10 points. App State, they trailed by 10 points, 2 touchdowns down to Virginia Tech. They came back to win all those games. But the metrics belie the late game situations because Tennessee actually controlled games in 2015. They were 4th in the nation despite 4 losses in game control. They're only 60th this year. In terms of plays trailing in the game, last year Tennessee only trailed 15% of the time. This year it's up to 53%, but they're making the plays late and they are now 5-0. So in terms of this matchup, Josh Dobbs is going to have to play a little bit better early in the game, as will his teammates. They can't get behind on the road against a quality team like Texas A&M. Dobbs is hitting 58% of his passes, but not making any glaring mistakes, and he's still a threat on the ground with 5 rushing touchdowns. What's going to be big in this game is Tennessee needs to establish a running game. The offensive line has been porous when you consider against a decent schedule. Still, the likes of Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara only rushing for just a little over 4 yards per carry. And Hurd, according to the Knoxville Sentinel News, is going to be out. He's got an upper body injury, did not practice on Thursday. He's out. The rushing duties fall squarely on Kamara, who's also obviously a threat in the passing game. Juwan Jennings has been huge the last 2 weeks in comeback victories, despite only catching 6 passes total. He has caught the big ones in both the Florida and Georgia victories. Defensively for Texas A&M under John Chavis, it's just been an entirely different unit, not in terms of personnel, but in terms of toughness. I think the Arkansas game in the second half was the best indicator. 3rd and 4th down situations, short yardage. They stopped the powerful Arkansas running game a number of times. This defense is 12th in the nation in scoring defense. It is improved from 45th from 104th in rushing defense, and considering that they've played some quality offenses, not necessarily Auburn, but Arkansas and UCLA, and they've done extremely well there. Last year, it was Myles Garrett. It was, of course, Deshaun Hall. Watts and Washington making more impact plays in the backfield this time around for the Aggies. They're off to a 5-0 start, just like they were last year. But they've got 3 common opponents in Auburn, Arkansas, and South Carolina, and they have fared much better defensively against those 3 common opponents compared to last season. Okay, the freshman, Travion Williams, has been amazing. 9+ yards per carry against, again, 3 very quality defenses. Arkansas strong in the front 7. UCLA with Eddie Vanderdoes strong up front against the run. And also against that Auburn defensive line, one of the best in the nation. Travion Williams, over 9 yards per carry against good defenses. Trevor Knight's going to have to be a better quarterback in the passing game. He's completing 54% of his passes. That has to increase. Not that he's been a poor quarterback here, but in terms of passing, he's got an elite wide receiver core. He needs to utilize them more consistently. 54% is most likely not going to get it done unless they're big chunk plays downfield. He's been strong running the ball and been obviously a threat. All right, it will be closer than the 2005 Cotton Bowl. Tennessee goes to Texas A&M. Aggies win it 30-24. That's my pick. Would love to hear from you on Mark Rogers TV.